If you're looking for a secure haven within the literary world, you found the perfect organization. Let's make magic together. Our space is specifically designed for African American authors who are passionate about their writings of films and books. It's a platform to stay informed about industry developments. And on Patreon, we'll share exclusive content, valuable resources, and engaging discussions and masterclasses on various subjects, ranging from film and publishing industry trends to wellness and business tips. So if you're ready to dive into this exciting community, become a member now. Welcome to our literary haven where creativity knows no bounds. Let's make magic together.
Hi, everybody. So my name is Sheri Simmons, and today we are going to be talking about how to be your own project manager for authors and creatives. So I am an author for 13 years, upcoming in March, and in the very beginning, I had to do it all. Like most of you who are just starting, you have to do it all. and you just might not know what you're doing and how to do it. So what we are doing when it comes to working on our own projects is essentially being our own project managers. And I'm going to talk to you about what it is to be a project manager and how to correctly project manage so that you can be effective and concise with your projects. So I have some tips and tools for efficient writing and publishing. So the overview of project management is I'm going to give you guys the definition, I'm going to give you the importance, and I'm going to give you some key components of project management. Right? So I am a project management Philadelphia Legacy Media. Some of you may have worked with me in this position where I help authors and creators take books from beginning to end. So we take the intangible and make it tangible, meaning that every aspect of your project is my responsibility to get it done, or our collective responsibilities. So meaning that knowing it's important to know dates, it's important to stay on deadline, it's important to keep on task. So when you have a task, some tasks can be extremely huge. So that's where I, as a project manager, will come in and break down each task into smaller tasks so that each person can work efficiently and concisely, right? And also, as a project manager, I also can figure out the risk that will upcoming risks that can occur when doing a project, such as you're not reaching your deadline or you're not capable of meeting that deadline. Sometimes there are decisions that need to be made when we have to push back the project or not do certain projects because certain things are happening. So the first thing we're going to talk about is goal setting and objectives. Goal setting is very important as a project manager. Goal setting helps us to have clarity. They help us to see different milestones that are going on. And for me, I like to make my goals smart. I have done a SMART goals for authors workshop. I have a SMART goals for author workbook. So you might want to go back and look at the SMART goals for author workshop. So SMART goals mean that you need to have specific goals, you need to have measurable goals, you need to have attainable goals, you need to have relevant goals, and you need to have timely goals. So specific goals are very, very important. When you're publishing a book, you need to specifically know when you want to publish a book. Today, tomorrow, next week are not days in the calendars, but March 13th is a day in a calendar where you can say, you know, I want to publish my book on March 13th instead of I want to publish my book next month. So by telling me you want to publish my book on March 13th, I know that I have this many days to get your project done. Measurable goals are goals that we can see that either you completed or you did not complete. So if you say you want to write your first chapter by a certain date and time and it's not done, we know that we can see that you did or you didn't do that goal. Attainable goals are goals that you set that you know that you can reach. So a lot of people like to dream big. Dream big, love it, but don't dream so big when you're not able to reach your goal, right? Relevant goals are goals that are relevant to you. So you as an author need to sit down and decide, what do I want to do in my career as an author? Timely goals are just, again, the deadline goals. So we need to make sure that you are meeting your deadline. So as a new and aspiring author, I would not personally do, I want to publish a book in a month or 2 months or 3 months. It's a timely process. I know what the process is. You might not know what the process is. So you setting such a short goal to publish a book might not be attainable for you. So your goals help us to see and reach your milestones. So we can see in publishing and writing a book, there are several milestones that you need to meet. So your first milestone would be in finishing your manuscript. The second milestone would be in completing your editing. Then it would be completing your formatting. And then finally getting to that last stage where you're ready to publish a book. It also gives us some type of clarity so we know what we're doing, we know how to get there, and we know what we need to get there. So next thing is planning and scheduling. So we need to have timelines. We need to know when things are happening, where things are happening, and who is a part of the happenings. Then we need to do work breakdown structure. So everything needs to be broken down. So I have a aspiring author mentorship, and I give everybody a personalized publishing schedule, which looks like this, and it has um it breaks down pretty much what they need to do. And then I do give everyone deadlines because, like I said, we need to know when things are happening, and we also need to know for the other people that are collectively working with projects. Then we have tools and resources. So there are tons of tools and resources that you can use to help you with your writing, your project management, and your checklist. So checklist, I like to use this app and website called Notion for that. I like to use Notion as well for templates. There's tons of templates on Etsy, tons of free templates if you Google for Notion, notion.com. I also like to use Asana as a project management tool. There's Basecamp, there's Trello. So you can pretty much pick any project management tool that you like. You don't need to use them all. You might want to try them all to see what works for you, but one is sufficient to help you keep everything in order. And then most of them you can add on teammates or other people so that they can be a part of the project and you know what you're doing, and instead of emailing each other back and forth, because we know things can easily be lost in email, things can easily be lost in text messages, things can easily be lost through paper. So how do we manage risks and challenges? There's going to be a lot of risks and challenges that occur in every aspect of your career, whether you're new or old. The challenges in this may occur more earlier on in your career, and after a while, you get used to managing them. So first, we have to identify any risks. So one risk that we all know that's inevitable is that people get sick. So that is a risk that is just inevitable. We can't control people getting sick. We can't control people leaving projects. And we can't control people being changed in projects. So you might start off with this one editor, and then that person might not be a great fit, and you have to get another person. So these are all risks and challenges that pop up when you're working with other people to get your book done. So in that case, we need to come up with some mitigation strategies. So if somebody gets sick, we have to one type of strategy would be to have another person on hand to assist. If you don't have another person on hand to assist, then you may have to push back your project until that particular person gets better. So those are your two options. If in the scenario of one person starting the work and then another person having to finish the work, you might have to. Sometimes people can actually catch up and finish off what somebody already started, but then sometimes they can't do if somebody started and they have to start over from the beginning. So in that case, you might want to push your project back. This is why I usually suggest for new and aspiring authors do not give out a release date, because people are going to be looking and expecting things to be released on when you said it, and it's just not feasible sometimes. This is why we also need to be flexible, not flexible with our project, flexible with people, because editors, publishers, and other people do have other clients. So you might not be the first in line, and you might come in and ask them to do a job, and they're already in the middle of a job. So as hard as it is for new authors to understand about being flexible, you have to be flexible with your buyer and with people. So communication and collaboration, as I said, be clear with your communications. If you're not going to finish your draft, if you're not able to make a payment, if you're not able, whatever it is you're not able to do, or whatever it is you're able to do, please make it very clear to the people that you're working with so that they're not just sitting in limbo, not knowing what's going on. Another thing that I like to do is use a project management system for communications, where I don't have to send someone an email. I don't have to send someone a text message. I could just use the project management communication and write underneath the project, hey, what's the status of this? They'll see the message and they can reply in there so that everything's inside of the project management system. So how do you monitor your progress and make adjustments? So this is why a project management system is important, because it does track progress. So as one person does their project, so if there's multiple people on a project, if I was on a project first and I did what I was supposed to do, I can easily do what I'm supposed to do, check off my stuff, and pass it off to the next person. If we need to make any types of adjustments, we can change the date, we can change the person assigned to the project, and most of all, it keeps us motivated to see that the project is moving. We can actually see in real time that the project is moving, instead of you just going by email, or you're going by your papers, or you're just doing it by immediately. We can't really see that a project is moving, but in real time. Because you're waiting for notes instead of using a project management system. I particularly like Asana for this because I can literally see that people receive the message and if they're doing the work. So now we're going to do a close and a wrap up. So this is very important in finalizing the project. So when we're close to finalizing a project, each person needs to make sure that they do a real thorough run through of the project and make sure that everything is in order. There are a lot of lessons to be learned, and especially if this is your first project, you will definitely learn that things do happen. You will definitely learn that it is a very, anxious, probably most anxious time in your life. Celebrate all your success. When you finish your first chapter, celebrate that. When you finish your manuscript, celebrate that. Every little milestone that you complete, celebrate it, because a lot of people, they want to write books and they are not making any moves to do that. If you are in the process, you made the move to do it, congratulate yourself and celebrate that. If you guys have any questions, you can leave them in the comments. You can send me an email. My email is FromPainToPurposeInc@gmail.com. My website is FromPainToPurposeLLC.com. And you can follow me on Instagram at consultwithsheri.com. Thank you very much for watching my presentation. I really appreciate it. I'm super excited for everything that is happening to all of you new and aspiring authors. And I look forward to seeing or working with you someday. Thank you guys. Bye.
In a world where creativity meets the digital age, one agency stands out from the rest. Welcome to Delphine Legacy Media. We are a team of passionate experts and creatives dedicated to elevating your brand to new heights.
I learned so much today. It was really inspiring hearing everyone speak about all their different experiences and getting together like authors and screenwriters. And I learned a lot from this.
Their creativity and expertise are second to none. But what sets us apart? We tailor our services to fit your unique needs. Whether you're an author, a business owner, or an artist, our services include interviews, media tours, book tours, and speaking engagements, all designed to put your brand in the spotlight. Are you an artist that seeks to obtain more media, headline your own book tour, or adapt a film? Or perhaps you need media training to best prepare yourself? Whatever it may be, we can manage it. Picture your brand in the limelight. Picture your brand in the limelight. Your vision realized. At Delphine Legacy Media, we're partners in your success. Ready to take your brand to the next level? Contact us today. Delphine Legacy Media, where creativity meets success.
You are representing everybody that is you. I represent being able to find the light at the end of the tunnel.
You gotta really be in it and really enjoy it and really want it.
And I feel like if you come into it like that day one, man, you unstoppable.
That shows people it's possible, my people, that it's possible.
And that is so necessary in a world of misinformation. This is a legacy effort.